All right, so let me share my screen so that you guys can see my screen. Let me share my screen. Okay. All right, can you guys see my screen? 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 All right, Esther, that's good. No, wow, please check your network. All right. I can't allow you to unmute now. Don't worry. Just now, you need to do something for me. Just get yourself a pen and a jotter. So whenever you have any question, just jot it down. When we get to the question and answer section, I will allow you to unmute so that we can communicate. So you need to get yourself two things because we are going to learn, we are going to laugh, we are going to do a whole lot of things, right, in today's class. So you need to get yourself a pen and a jotter and also a bottle of water, right? So get yourself a bottle of water. If you don't have one, just send me a DM. I have a virtual water that I can give you. So if you don't have one bottle of water, just tell me. I'll send you a virtual water. So you need to get yourself a bottle of water and also a pen and a jotter. So are we all ready to go? Are we good to go? Are we ready? Are we all ready? Are we all ready to go? All right, all right. We have Esther. Wow, that is great, Esther. What about others? Olubumi Alabi, that's nice. That is nice. What about others? Let me know if you're ready. Gabriel said, I'm ready. Okay, 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 okay. What about others? What about others? Okay, nice one, nice one. So, in today's class, I want to finally and officially welcome you to the data analysis webinar. And we want to talk about what the future holds for an analyst and also embracing data analysis as your career choice. Why you should actually go into data analysis right now, because as I'm telling you now, data analysis is one of the hottest courses in the world, is the top 2 in the whole world. So no matter where you are in the world, you need to have the knowledge of data analysis. As a matter of fact, all organizations are taking their businesses online. And if they are taking their businesses online, they need someone that can help them to handle their data in the database, because if you take your business online, you need to have a database, right? So there's no way you can interact with database if you don't have a knowledge of data analysis, and there's no way you can get insights from data if you don't have a knowledge of data analysis. All right, don't let me actually talk too much. So because it won't actually make any sense if I just start without proper introduction of myself. All right. So who is this guy right here? So this is me right here. If I remove my face cap, I'm still using the same haircut and everything. So my name is Sani Akim Abiodun, right? I'm a computer instructor, data analyst, data scientist. I'm also a digital marketer, and I'm also into business analysis and some part of cybersecurity. So I'm also into a whole lot of other things, not just only that. And I work with Digital World Tech Academy, like you can see on my face cap, right? I work with Digital World Tech Academy, and at Digital World Tech Academy, we've been able to train more than 10,000 students last year, both online and offline. So we offer online training and we offer physical training. You understand? So we do online and we do offline. That's why you are part of our online students, right? So you can see me, you can hear me from wherever you are. So we have students from Kenya, Canada, UK, different parts of the world, Cameroon, and all sorts of from different locations. So we train people and organizations on different tech courses, ranging from Microsoft Office packages, data analysis, which is my field, data science, which is also my field, business analysis, project management, cybersecurity, digital marketing, web design and web development, and different things. So the only thing that we don't train at Digital World Tech Academy is how to scam people. So we don't train that at Digital World Tech Academy. But if you want to learn tech, you want to learn a good way, right, an effective way of using tech, right, then Digital World is the best place to learn it. So in 2024, we were able to train over 3,000 students physically and more than 10,000 online and 5 organizations. So we also offer corporate training. We go to organization to train. We always go to school to train. Or we do all those. That's why we are here. All right, that's a little bit about me and what I do. So let's talk about Digital World a bit. So this is our picture. Some of my team members And if you are looking for me right here, you can see me here with my face cap and my polo. And coincidentally, I'm still putting on the same polo today. You can see me right here and some of my team members, not all, just some. So about the institute, before we actually go into the major reason why we are here today. So Digital World is an online and physical learning platform with the aim of making the tech skill affordable and accessible for everyone. That's why you are here, and that's why you can see me online, right? You can see me from wherever you are, right? And we can communicate. Even if I don't allow you to unmute now, if you have any question, just drop it in the chat, then I can always see it. And our mission is to make computer education very accessible and affordable to Nigerian and Africa in general. All right, so let's move forward now. Let's move forward. We don't want to waste too much of time. All right, so this is the point whereby you get your pen and each other. So if you don't have the water, just send me a DM. How many of you want my virtual water? So don't worry, I'm giving out a lot of gifts, a lot of goodies today. When we get to the practical section, if you can answer my question correctly, so you will get a lot of goodies from me. So how many of us want my goodies, my virtual water and every other thing, not just only virtual water? I have a lot of goodies for you guys today. So how many of you? Okay, you do. All right. So just be jotting down. You want a bottle of water? All right, no problem. I'm going to give it to you. So let's get started. Physical water, no problem. I promise you, whenever you come around to our office, I will not just give you one water. I'm going to give you two and more. Don't worry. So as we all know, data is no longer just a byproduct of our digital life. Data is life. Data is everything. So if you go to any social media, okay, let me even ask this question. How many of us has been to any social media platform today? Maybe Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, any social media platform today. How many of us? So if you've been to any social media platform today, okay, we have Esther. You feel free to mention the name. So for me, I use Facebook a lot. I use YouTube also a lot. So all Meta apps, Instagram. All right. Actually, I was there the whole day. That is great. That's great. Facebook. Okay, so now, like I said, data is life, right? So the moment you log into any social media platform, you are giving them a data. Because there is a code that they call Pixel that will track all your activities the moment you log into your Facebook account or your Instagram or your TikTok. So you are giving them a data. So you like something, you just like something, you've given them a data. You comment on something, you've given them a data. You share something, you've given them a data. And if you don't know, Facebook and all these other social media platforms has a lot of information about you that you yourself don't even know. But that is not what we are going to discuss today. That is in cybersecurity class. Don't worry, when we get to cybersecurity class, we'll talk about that. They have a whole lot of information about you. Now, for me as a digital marketer, if I want to run ad, because they know what you like. So the moment you log into Facebook, you like something, then they will record it down that, okay, this is information about Cynthia. Cynthia loves, let's say hair cream, right? So if I want to run adverts to people that love hair cream, so all I just have to do is go to Facebook. Then I'll tell Facebook, okay, I want to run advert to this set of people that love hair cream. So what Facebook will do, because they have their data, then they will just go pick those people and show my advert to them. So if I run advert, my advert is not going to show to anybody, like everybody. So if you are talking about digital marketing, there are some aspects whereby we do targeting, right? That is because they have their data. So there's no way I'll be able to target people if Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or WhatsApp doesn't have the data, right? Because they have the data, then that's why I'll be able to target those people that I really want. That is because Facebook has your data. So they will only show the people, the adverts, right? The people that are that like that particular product. They will only show the advert to them, not just to everybody on Facebook, right? So because data is life. So it is the fuel powering innovation, decision-making, and competitive advantage across industry. So let's talk about the fuel powering innovation. So now, I will link this to the medical field. So if someone is going to an hospital for a particular ailment, right, and there's no drug for it, so that's what we give the hospital or the medical field. It's going to give them opportunity to be able to do research and come up with something that can solve that issue. Because they have the data of these people, they know, okay, thousands of people, for instance, during COVID-19, they know the number of people that are coming in for that treatment. So, and there was no drug for it, right? So it's going to enable them to think, do research about how to come up with drugs that can solve that, right? The same thing with products. If you are selling any product, now it's normal. If you are in Nigeria, it's not all the products that are in Nigeria that you see in Ghana, right? It's not all the products that are in Ghana that you see in Cameroon. For instance, do we have this type of water in Ghana? This is sewage. So we have it in Nigeria. Do you have this type of water in Ghana? Sewage. Do you have something like this in Ghana? Do you have it? Let me know if you are in Ghana or Cameroon or Kenya. Do you have any of this? Yes, I have someone that says no. All right. So since there is no this type of product in Ghana, that means they've tried it and they know that, okay, this type of products are not something that Ghanaian people love, right? So we like it in Nigeria, so they will be selling it to Nigerian. So it's going to enable them to think, okay, what are the type of products that Ghanaian people love, right? So it's going to enable them to come up with new products that will serve for that will help them in Ghana, right? It also helps in decision making. Before any organization make any decision, the very first thing they have to do is they look at their data. Is this our product performing very well? Is our product performing very well? What is the revenue that has been generated by these products? Are we making profits or not? So are we making profits on these products or not? Are we making profits, right? It's going to help them to know the products that people are using the most, right? The product that is generating revenue for them, and also competitive advantage across all industry. And the future for data analysis promises to be a remarkable one, driven by the emerging trends, right, and technology that are redefining the way we interact. All right, let's move forward. I've explained this slide. Do you guys understand this slide before I move forward to the next thing? Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? Before I move to the next thing. Okay, so let's move forward now. Now that we have a little knowledge of this. So now let's talk about what exactly is data analysis. What is data analysis? So today, don't worry, we are together, right? Don't worry, we are together in today's class. Even if you don't have any knowledge at all in data analysis, by the end of this webinar, I can tell you that you will have at least 40 to 50% of what data analysis is all about as a whole, whereby whenever anybody asks you, what is data analysis? What do you think data analysis is all about? You will be able to say one or two things about it. So what exactly is data analysis? Data analysis is the process of examining, organizing, transforming, and interpreting raw data to extract meaningful insights, identify patterns, and support decision-making, right? It involves a range of techniques and tools depending on the type and complexity of the data, as well as the goal of the analysis. Now, there are different software that we use as an analyst. Now, before we choose a software, we need to know the type of analysis we want to do. We need to know what exactly we want to do. For instance, if I want to do data cleaning, right, I know the software to use. If I want to do visualization, I know the software to use, right? If I want to deal with database, I know the software to use, right? Is whatever, it depends on your analysis or the complexity of the data that will determine the software for you, right? The software that you are going to use. Now, let's go back to this definition. What exactly is data analysis? Data analysis is the process of examining, organizing, transforming, and interpreting raw data to extract meaningful insights, identify patterns, and support decision-making. Now, let's take it one by one. So it's the process of examining data. Now, the moment you get your data, the very first thing you have to do is to examine your data to know the type of data you are dealing with. Are you guys here with me? Are you guys still here with me? Are you sure that you are here with me? Are you here with me? Yes or no? Let me know if you are here with me. Let me know, let me know. If you need your virtual water, tell me, I will send it to you now. Right, let me take a water. Cheers. You need, just send me a DM on WhatsApp. Don't worry, I'll send it to you now. Just send me a DM. I'll send it to you. All right. So it's the process of examining data. The very first thing is to know the type of data you are dealing with. Is this a sales data? Is this like a customer information, right? Which type of data are you dealing with? Is it a medical data? Is it a chemical data, right? All those things, that is what you have to look out for. And also examining your data means to write down what you are going to do about the data. Does this data need cleaning? Do I need to visualize this data? Because most of the time, and people think that, okay, the job of an analyst is just to visualize data. No, it's not just it's not every time that we visualize data. It's not every time. So there are some times whereby we are looking for patterns between the data. We are looking for trend in the data, right? So all those things are what you are going to release out when examining your data. So do I need to use formulas for this data? Which software will give me a good result for this data, right? That is all what you are going to do when examining your data. So you list all of them down. Then after that, this is where you start working. Organizing your data. Now, I always say this, as an analyst, it's not your job to do data entry. So if it's not your job to do data entry, we have data entry specialists, right? So if it's not your job to do data entry, then you know that if your data is coming in, you are going to see some of the things that are not correct in your data, like incorrect data type, missing value. You are going to see all those, right? And you can get your data from different departments, right? Your data will come from sales department, from finance department, from HR department, from different departments, from the admin department. So you have to organize the data that is join it together, right, to form what we call a master data, right? A master data contains all the necessary information that you need to analyze your data. So that's all what you are going to do when organizing your data. So we use formulas, we use Power Query to do some of these things, organizing your data, which we call merging, right? You use join also to do it. Then now, after organizing your data, the next thing is transforming your data. Now, this is what we call data cleaning. You can also call it data wrangling or data transformation. So you transform your data. So when transforming your data, that is where now all those things that you've listed out, that's okay, I'm going to do this in this data, then the process of transformation, that is when you are going to start doing it. So removing error values, filling in the missing value, changing the data type, right, grouping your data. All those things are what you are going to do in data transformation. That is what we call data wrangling or data cleaning. You are going to do all that in this process, in this data transformation. Now, once your data is clean, then you now interpret it. Interpret the raw data to extract meaningful insights. So sometimes you just want to use it to answer some questions. Sometimes you want to use it to visualize. Sometimes you want to identify the pattern. Sometimes you want to use it for prediction, right? But if your data is not clean, there's no way you can extract insight from your data, because that is what organization depends on. So they want to get meaningful information from their data. So for instance, if you are dealing with Amazon data, if you are dealing with Amazon sales data right now, then you want to know which products are people buying the most on Amazon so that Amazon can push it out, right? Which product is not performing very well, right? What is the total revenue generated by each product? Which location is performing very well? Which month do we have the highest sales, right? All those things are what you are going to extract out. And if your data is not clean, there's no way you'll be able to extract those information that will help those organizations to make decisions. Do we understand what data analysis is all about now? Do we understand what data analysis is all about? Right? Do we understand what data analysis is all about? So feel free to jot down your question. When we get to the question and answer section, I will answer all your questions. Just be jotting down. If you have any question, jot it down. All right, let's talk about the transformative power of data analysis. How do we transform from being like nobody to becoming the top 2 in the world? Because most people, we started with data entry, right? So when I first started, I started as data entry specialist. So we always do data entry. We do data entry. We learn only Excel, right? So how do we transform from being just a data entry specialist to becoming the top 2 in the world? Right now, as an analyst, if you want to start, you need to have a knowledge of data entry. That is where everybody starts, right? That's where you are going to start from. So now, but you are not stopping at data entry. You are going to advanced data analysis tools, right? How do we now transform from being just a data entry specialist to becoming the top 2 in the world? All right. Now, we'll talk about data analysis evolution. Data analytics has come a long way from traditional reporting to advanced predictive and prescriptive analysis, right? To advanced predictive and prescriptive analysis. And it has become an integral part of modern decision making because, like I said earlier, most businesses, in fact, all businesses are going online. Like there is no, it's very, very impossible for you to see any business that doesn't have a website, right? So it's not possible. You will see a business, they have a social media handle, right? They will have YouTube page, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and all those because they want people to see their business. They need customers. So in as much as they are taking their businesses online, they need someone that will be able to attend to those information that are coming from the online because they are not writing it down. Nobody is writing down data now. It's not possible. They are not writing down information, right? It's not possible. So they need someone that can bring out insights from those data. Now, we now transform from traditional reporting, right, to advanced predictive and prescriptive analysis. So this traditional reporting is what we call descriptive analysis. So we are going to talk about the 3 types of data analysis. Basically, there are about 4, but the one that we use most, there are 3. So 3 types of data analysis. So we have descriptive data analysis, predictive data analysis, and prescriptive data analysis. So I said descriptive, predictive, and prescriptive, right? Descriptive, predictive, and prescriptive. Now, if you are talking about descriptive analysis, prescriptive analysis basically depends on what has happened in the past. So you are describing what has happened in the past, which that is what most of us work with. Most of data analysis, in fact, if you are just getting started, that is where we are going to start from. And if you are getting project, that's where most of your project will come from. That is descriptive analysis. You are describing what has happened in the past. You are bringing out information from what has happened in the past, right? So what is the total revenue generated by this company last year, right? What is their profit margin, right? What is their total units sold? Which country is the best performing country? Which month is the best performing month? Which product is the best? All those ones, that is what we call descriptive analysis. Descriptive analysis. So you are describing what has happened in the past. Now, data analysis has not gone from just descriptive analysis to advanced predictive analysis. So basically, predictive analysis. So that's what I mentioned, descriptive analysis. I said descriptive analysis is talking about what has happened in the past. You are describing what has happened in the past, right? That's what descriptive analysis talks about. Now, we move forward to predictive analysis. Predictive analysis. Now, predictive analysis is talking about what will happen in the future. And this depends on descriptive analysis, right? Yes, like describing the past event. That is descriptive analysis. Now, predictive analysis talks about what will happen in the future. You are predicting what will happen in the future. But this also depends on descriptive analysis. So we know that, okay, this company generated about 5 million in the past 5 years, or 10 million, 50 million, right? That's the amount they generated. So we can share it to each year. So maybe from 2020 to 2030, right? So maybe from, I said 2030, from 2015 to like 2020, right? You know the total sales for a company for 2015, 2016, 2017, like for the past 5 years. Now, we can use that to predict the future. For instance, weather forecast. Weather forecast is an example of predictive analysis. And there are a whole lot of software that can help us to do it. Like we have a lot in Excel. There's a formula called forecast, right? You have forecast. We have another thing that we can use, which is slope. We can use that also in Excel. We have forecast sheets also that can help us to predict, right? And if you are going into advanced predictive, right, we can use Python, which is using machine learning algorithm. You can use Python or R. So under machine learning algorithm, you can use regression, you can use random forest, you can use decision tree, you can use support vector machine. All those ones, you are predicting what will happen in the future. So this company sold about 50,000 pieces of their product in the last 2 years. Then now your job is to predict what their sales for the next 3 years or for the next 5 years. Right? So you can use machine learning to predict what will happen in the future. Right? Let's say, okay, in the future, they are going to sell about 100,000 pieces of their product. Right? That is an example of predictive analysis. Now, if you are going further to prescriptive analysis. Now, prescriptive analysis is basically talking about actionable steps that you will take for you to be able to achieve what machine has already predicted for you. So, for instance, if machine predicted to me that, okay, in the next 1 year or in the next 2 years, I'm going to sell about 100,000 pieces of my product, right? That doesn't mean I should now sit and fold my arms. So what prescriptive analysis is talking about is the actionable step that will help me to achieve what machine has already predicted for me, right? So do I need to work on my marketing? Do I need to work on my sales team? Do I need to work on my production, on my storage, distribution, all those things? That is what prescriptive analysis is talking about. So we always give recommendation at the end of every analysis. So you give recommendation, what you were able to learn in the data, right? And all this has become an integral part of modern decision making. So let's move forward. Let's move forward. Are you guys learning something? Are you guys learning something? Are you learning something? Are you learning something? Yes or no? Let me know. So can you talk again on prescriptive analysis? So now, for instance, if I said before, by the end of this year, you are going to get 20 million or 50 million, right? Okay, you now sit down in your house, you did not do anything, you are just sleeping, eating, playing, right? So I said at the end of this year, you are going to get 20 million, right? Or 50 million. So you resign from your job, you are not working again, you are just at home, sleeping, you are not working, you are just sleeping and eating. So at the end of this year, will you be able to get that money? Is that possible? So you are not working again, you resign, you did not do anything, and you're expecting to get 20 million or 50 million at the end of the year. Is that possible? Are you going to get it? Yes or no? Let's talk. No, it's not possible, right? So that is what prescriptive analysis is talking about. So if I said, okay, I'm going to give you 20 million or 50 million at the end of this year, right? There's something you have to do for me to be able to give you that money, right? That is prescriptive analysis. So machine has already predicted that, okay, by the end of this year, I'm going to sell 50,000, 100,000 pieces of my product, right? So what prescriptive analysis is talking about is, what are the steps, what are the actionable steps that will help me to achieve what machine has already predicted for me? All right, let's talk about data explosion. Data is growing at an unprecedented rate, driven by the connected devices and digital interaction, making effective data analysis more crucial than ever. Now, as based on research, it is said to be that there are over 2 billion data that are being uploaded on the server every single day. Over 2 billion data that are being uploaded on the server every single day. And we are part of the people that are uploading this data. As we are live on this call, that is on the Zoom, we are giving Zoom data. Because if you notice, the moment you are trying to log in, they are going to ask you for your name, right? That's because they want to get information about you. So the moment you click on the link that I sent to you, they will start tracking your events. They have information about you, right? That is the data. You are giving them, you just uploaded the data by attending this meeting today. You just uploaded the data to Zoom, right? You go to the social media platform, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, you've uploaded the data because there's something that we call Pixel that tracks all your activity on that social media. And because we are in connected economy. What do we mean by connected economy? We are in the connected economy in the sense that you don't even need to be in my location for you to be able to send me a message, for you to be able to communicate with me, for you to be able to send me projects, right? So just by doing all those things, you are uploading the data. And we still have organizations that are uploading their data every single day, right? Companies that are uploading millions of data every single day. And who are the people that will deal with this data? So we have companies that are uploading data every single day. So we can answer, who are the people that will deal with this data? Who are the people? Who are the people that will deal with this data? If companies are uploading data every single day on their server, on their database, who are the people that will deal with the data? Data analysts. Data analysts. They are the ones that will help them to interact with their data in the database. They are the ones that will help them to download their data from the database. Maybe you are using Excel or Power BI or Python to analyze, right? So you are the one that will bring all this information out. Okay, let's move forward. Let's move forward. So the evolving role of data analyst. Now, unlocking the power of data is a complex task for those that don't have knowledge about data, because the very first thing that will come to your mind whenever you see a data is, what is this, right? So let me show you an example of a data set. Let me just show you one in Excel. So let me just show you one. So I'll just show you like a small data set. This is a data set, right? So the very first thing that will come to your mind is, what am I going to do with this data? Which type of information will I bring out of this data, right? And because I have this data cleaned up already, so you can still see that, okay, this one still makes sense a bit. There are some data that you will see some empty spaces. You will see some of the text that are not in correct formats, right? So you will see a lot of information, a lot of things in your data that does not even make any sense, right? So for those people that don't have any knowledge about data analysis, unlocking the power of data is a complex task for those that don't have knowledge. And data analysts are the superhero who make it happen. Now, but with technology advancing faster than a speeding bullet, the role of data analyst is also evolving at a lightning speed, right? We have a lot of software that will help us to do things. So most people think data analysis is something that is really, really hard. It's not so hard. So there are a lot of software, there are a lot of AI tools that can help us to analyze data. Gone are those days of simply collecting and organizing data. I always say this, it's not your job to do data entry. There are people that are working as a data entry specialist, right? Today's data analysts are responsible for designing complex algorithms and creating captivating visualization. So what are algorithms? So algorithms are just a set of code that help us to track an event or predict an event, right? So for instance, Pixel is an algorithm. So you can call it algorithm, you can call it model, you can call it estimator. So those are what we work with when we are talking about machine learning. So we talk about machine learning algorithm, how you can train your machine to help you predict, to help you do something, right? So it's your job to write an algorithm and also creating captivating visualization. How you can put just raw data in a visuals. So if I say visualization, it means a graphical representation of raw data. So you are representing a raw data with charts, with different type of charts, shapes, right? So you are putting it in a table. So that's what we call visualization. It's just a graphical representation of raw data. So we are going to do one of these today. So we are going to visualize data together today. And the future of data analysis scope is bright and has thrilling opportunity for those who love technology and analytics as a whole. So if you're kind of person that loves technology, then data analysis is one field that you should consider. Now, another question is, are data analysts in demand? So I'm going to allow you to answer this question. Based on all this, my explanation, my gibberish, everything, right? Do you think data analysts are in demand? Before I even read my own slide. Do you think data analysts are in demand? Don't lie, just tell me the truth. If you don't think, say no, right? Okay, we have yes, yeah. We have some people. All right, 100%. Okay, that is nice, that is nice. Of course, no matter where you are in the world, data analysts are in high demand in today's job market. And this trend is expected to continue well into the future. It's not stopping anytime soon, right? It's not stopping anytime soon. So if you go to Google, you go to anywhere, LinkedIn or anywhere, you are always going to see people asking for data analysts, right? You're always going to see them asking for data analysts. According to United States Bureau of Labor Statistics, employment of data analysts and other related occupations is projected to grow by 33% from 2020 to 2030, right? So, and other related occupations is projected to grow by 33% from 2020 to 2030, which is much more faster than the average of all occupations, no matter the occupation. So if you are in web design, you also want to analyze your data, right? You want to know how many projects you are getting, location where your projects are coming from, which type of projects you are getting, right? Which type of companies are giving you projects. No matter the occupation, you need to analyze your data, right? And this demand, the demand for data analysis can be attributed to the increasing importance of data-driven decision-making in businesses and organizations of all sizes. As a result, data analysts are playing an essential role in shaping the strategic direction of businesses across various industries, from healthcare. So if you're talking about healthcare, they need to have knowledge about data analysis. In fact, we just got a proposal from FMC, right? That is Federal Medical Center, right? Where they called us to come and train their staff on how to handle data, right? We just got that recently, and we just started training them, right? That is Federal Medical Center, right? So we just got a proposal from that, right? So from healthcare, they need to have knowledge on data analysis. Which type of disease are people coming to train? Are people coming to treat, rather, right? They want to know, right? And to finance, retail, these people, they need to have knowledge of data analysis. Another report by IBM estimated that by 2025, there will be over 2.7 million job postings for data analysts and data scientists in United States alone. That is, if you go to Google today, right now, you can try it. Just go to Google, search for data analyst job, right? You will see a whole lot of them there. You go to LinkedIn, you will see it there. If you say you don't want to work for organization, you want to be getting projects like me, you'll be getting different thousands of projects every single time, right? So we are still going to talk more on that. Let's move forward to the next thing before we go into the practical section. Why is data analysis the future of everything? So it is the process of analyzing data that has revolutionized many industries and will continue to do so in the future. Because most organizations are selling the product that they are not even interested in it. They are selling products whereby they need in Nigeria, but they are selling it to Ghanaians. Whereby Ghana doesn't need it. We need it in Nigeria, right? Some people are selling products in Nigeria, but Ghana will buy it more, or Cameroon will buy it more. All those things. It is the process of analyzing data that has revolutionized many industries and will continue to do so in the future. The days of having to do all your analysis by hand are over. We don't do analysis by hand again. There are powerful tools that make it easy and fast. And you don't even need PhD in statistics anymore. Simply enter some data, pick out what matters the most from your data, and you are done with an excellent report that will help organizations to grow sales. Using or possessing such information gives you power over all the sectors. It gives you power over the entire sectors. All right, let's move forward. The future of data analysis. We have just 2 more slides to go before we go into the practical section. The future of data analysis is here and is now. And it's also looking bright. With the help of artificial intelligence, there are a lot of AI tools in Excel, in Power BI, in SQL that help us to do a whole lot of things. So in Excel, there's something called recommended pivot table, right? Whereby the moment you load your data into pivot table, all you just have to do is click on that button and it's going to analyze your data for you. All you just have to do is select the one that you want and you're good to go, right? If you go to Power BI, there's something called Q&A, whereby the moment you type in your question, it's going to generate the result for you, right? But people that doesn't have any knowledge about it think, okay, data analysis is something that's really hard. So with the help of AI, that's artificial intelligence, machine learning, and blockchain, they are all driven innovation that has revolutionized the field of data analysis. Now, with AI-powered data analytics, business can get real-time insights into their operation, whereby you don't need to do it yourself, right? You don't need to do it yourself. If you are using the latest version of Excel, there is ChatGPT inside it. I'm going to show you in my Excel very soon. There's ChatGPT inside it. There are a whole lot of AI tools that can help you to analyze your data, whereby you don't need to do it yourself. While machine learning can help detect fraud, identify pattern, do prediction, right? And identify a lot of things that might be impossible for humans to detect. Because if you are dealing with thousands of data, let's say you have about 50,000 data sets, 100,000 data sets, 300,000 data sets, right? It's not going to be so easy for you to just detect that, okay, there is an error in this data type is not correct. It's not so easy for you. But there are a lot of software that can help us to do that, to just detect some things that is impossible for you to detect. And with the help of blockchain, data sharing can be secure, transparent, and tamper-proof. Now, one of the things that you should know is confidentiality. If you are getting a project or you are working for an organization, you don't give out or you don't share your data with anybody. You don't share your client's data with anybody, right? You don't give it out. Confidentiality. So for those of us that have portfolio or something, that you put your project on portfolio. So the type of project we put on portfolio, they are dummy data. So they are data that we download from different websites, open source data. We don't put our clients' data on our portfolio, right? Because data is life. Imagine having access to Amazon database or Facebook database, and you are giving it out to people. They are going to get a lot of information from that data. Do you understand? So confidentiality. Now let's talk about the career path for data analysts before we go into the practical section. Are you guys tired? Are you guys tired? Are you guys tired? Do you think we should add music so that we can dance a bit? Do you think we should add music so that we can dance a bit? Are you enjoying yourself? Are you enjoying yourself? Are you learning something? Are you enjoying yourself? All right. Are you learning something? Are you enjoying yourself? Okay, we should now add music. All right, don't worry. At the end of this webinar, I'm going to give you a location whereby we are going to have a party, right? So you can you dance? Full time. Are you playing? Hey, don't worry. I can dance better than you. Maybe dance. All right, no problem. At the end, I'm going to show you some dancing step. Trust me, right? We should dance. Don't worry, very soon. So let's talk about career path for data analysts. Now, one of the things that I always tell my students You carry best dancer for school. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Trust me, I'm better than you. Okay, let's talk about the career path for an analyst, right? Now, one of the things that I always tell my students is after learning data analysis is not something you will learn and you just stop there. You have to keep learning every single day. Every single day. Because if you learned with Excel 2013, there are a lot of tools, there are a lot of formulas in Excel 365, which is the latest Excels. So you need to keep on learning and learning and learning. So if you learn data analysis, another thing, another field that you can focus on, right? You can become a data analyst by learning data analysis, right? Another thing that you can become is you can go ahead to study data science, right? It also helps you. So you can become a data scientist. You can become a data scientist. You can become a database manager just by learning data analysis, right? So you will know how to manage different databases just by learning data analysis rather. So you can become a financial analyst. That is, you are just niching down to, okay, the type of data you want to be dealing with is finance, right? You can become a financial analyst. You can become a data analyst consultant. You can become a marketing analyst, right? You can become a business analyst. Thank you, Latifat, right? I'm also into that. You can become a sales analyst, right? You can become a project manager just by learning data analysis. There are a lot of tools, there are a lot of fields that these are just small, right? You have a whole lot of field going into database. You can become a machine learning expert, right? You can go into deep learning also using TensorFlow, right? You can become a data engineer, right? A whole lot of things that you can become as a data analyst just by learning data analysis. All right, that is the end of this theory section. So do you learn something in this theory section? Do you enjoy yourself in this theory section? Before we go into the practical section, do you enjoy yourself in this theory section? Okay, all right. That is great, that is great, that is great, that is great. All right, how many of us are ready for the practical section? Are you ready for the practical section? How many of us are ready for the practical section? We are going into the practical section now, but I need to warn you. I just want to show you how I work on a daily basis. What we want to do today is we want to create a database, a data visualization, right? So we want to turn raw data to a visualization. That is what we want to do. So if you are trying to do it as I'm doing it, you won't be able to get it. So what you have to do is just sit down, watch me do what I'm doing, then keep jotting down. Just jot down. You understand? Just jot down. So you don't need to do it as I'm doing it. You understand? All right. So the software that we want to use, you can use Power BI. You can use, I have R here. You can use Python, right? But we need to start from the total basics, right? Which is Microsoft Excel. So that is what we are going to start with. So we are going to make use of Microsoft Excel. So I'm going to open my Excel spreadsheet. In fact, I don't need to open I have the data right here. So this is data that we want to work on. So how can we visualize this data? So remember I said visualization is basically talking about a graphical representation of our data, right? You will use Power BI, don't worry. You can do the same thing on Power BI. What I want to do today, you can use Excel, you can use Power BI, you can use Python, you can use R to do it, right? So you can use any software, but if you are just getting started, it's better to start with Microsoft Excel. So basically, what I want to do today is best for Power BI because we call it business intelligence, like Power BI or Tableau. So business intelligence, their major, what is this? Can you send me the data? Don't worry. I'm going to send you the data. I'm going to tell you how to get the data. Don't worry. Madam Latifat, I'm going to tell you how to get the data. Just watch me. So we call it business intelligence. They are basically there to visualize, right? So Excel is not built for just visualization. We use Excel for data cleaning, sometimes, not every time, right? So Excel is not built only for data visualization. We use it for data manipulation. We use it for dealing with formulas too, right? So here, don't worry, just watch me. At the end of the webinar, I'm going to tell you how to get the replay and also how to get the data. So for those of us that are new, this is an Excel spreadsheet. This is an Excel spreadsheet. So we are dealing with a sales data set. So this is a sales data set. This is talking about a data set, a company's data set, right? That sells different products. They sell different products, right? And they have their units sold, their revenue generated, right? Their cost, which is the expenses, and the profit, right? You have all this right here, and there are different products. So months, days, right? The dates, the countries. So this is the type of data we want to deal with. And we are going to create something that looks more like this. So this is what we call dashboard templates. A dashboard is still the same thing as visualization. So if I say, okay, I want to create a visual, I want to create a dashboard, I'm still saying the same thing. So if you go to Google now and we search for data analysis dashboard, something like this. We search for data analysis dashboard. We come here to image. You can see different visualization. You can see different visualization. And dealing with all this visualization is very, very simple. It's not something that is really hard. It's very, very simple. All you just have to do is start with your template. We need to create a template, right? So now, templates, how do we create a template? A template is just using shapes, right? We use shapes and text to come up with templates. So I'm going to show you how to create these templates. So now, for those of us that are new, this is an Excel spreadsheet. This is an Excel spreadsheet. And in Excel spreadsheet, we have something that we call columns and rows. So these are the columns. We have the columns. The alphabetical letters are used to represent the columns, whereby the numbers are used to represent the rows. So we have the rows here, right? So this is column A, column B, column C, column D, column E, right? And we have row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, and like there are over 1 million rows. So we have over 1 million rows. And we have what we call a cell. A cell is the intersection of rows and column. That is where rows and column meet. That is what we call a cell. This is a cell. And how do we reference a cell? We reference a cell by taking the column and the rows. So we reference a cell by taking the column and the row. So if I want to mention the cell that I am now, this is cell A1 because I'm in column A, row 1. So we call this cell A1. So if I move down to this place, this is cell C, I'm in column C, and row 4. This is cell C4. And if you look here, we call this place the name box. So you will also see your cell reference right here. So if I move down here, you see I'm in E6, column E, row 6. And up here, we call it the formula bar. Up here, this is what we call the formula bar. So whenever we write any formula, you see it right here. For instance, if I want to multiply two numbers, so in Excel, whenever you want to do anything that has to do with calculation, so you start with equals to. So I'll just say equals to 2, or let's say 5 times 7. 5 times 7. Then the moment I press enter, this is going to tell me, okay, this is 35. But you see, you can see the result in the cell. And if you check your formula bar here, you can still see the formulas right here. So if you use any formula, for instance, if I want to get today's date now, I can use equals to today. Equals to today, right? Open and close the bracket and press enter. So this will give me today's date. You can see the date in the cell, right? But you can see, and you will see the formula in the formula bar right here. That's the function of this formula bar. And you can also write the formula in the formula bar. So it's not a must for you to write the formula in the cell. So if I come here now, I want to write the today. So let me just do a new formula. I want to get the date and time, right? So and I want to write it in the formula bar here. So I can get the date and time. We have a formula called now. So I'll just say equals to now. Open and close the bracket. Then press enter. You can see it right here. I'm writing it in the formula bar, but you can also see it in the cell. So if I press enter now, this is going to show me the date and the time. Right here. It's going to show me the date and the time. So you can see that's the function of the formula bar. For you to see the formula that someone used. So if you have a data, for instance, I use a formula to extract the day name and the month name. And you can see the formula right here. So if you get all these are what we do when we are examining data, right? So you want to check the type of formula that people use. So if you click on a cell whereby they use the formula, you are going to see the formula in the formula bar, right? But if it is just a normal text, you are going to see the text in the formula bar. So if people use formulas, you are going to see it in the formula bar. Do you understand? So please jot down your question. Jot down your question. When we get to the question and answer section, I'm going to answer it, right? Josephine, please jot down your question. All right. So now if you look at my dashboard template, you'll notice something. There's nothing like grid line. Now, what do we call grid line? You can see my background here. So it's not showing any line at all. Now, but if I come here on this sheet, you can see I have lines here. So this line, we call it grid line. We call it grid line. How do we turn it off? So for you to be able to create your visualization, you must do cleaning, right? You must clean up your interface. So this is Excel interface, you must clean it up. So you can see right here, we did not have it. So all I just have to come here is, all I just have to do is, now if you notice, we have the tabs right here, up here. You can see, we have the tabs. So we have the tabs and we have the ribbons. We have the ribbons. So each tab have their own ribbon. So I'm on the home tab now. If I go to insert tab, we have another ribbon. If I go to page layout tab, we have another ribbon. If I go to the formula tab, we have another ribbon, right? So let me go back to the home tab. So I want to clean this line that is showing here, the grid line. So all I have to do is go to the view tab here. Just click on the view tab and you can see right here in this show section, right? You can see what we have. We have grid line here. So I'll just click on check it. That will turn off the grid line. So if you check it again, it's going to bring it back. Check it again, it's going to turn it off. You can see the grid line is gone, right? If you come back here, you see I did not have the A, B, C, and the 1, 2, 3. But here, I still have it. So we call it the headings. We call it headings. So still under the view tab, you see I have headings right here. Just turn it off. Uncheck it. You can see it's gone. Now we have a clean background. So we have some people that does not like their formula bar to be active. So if you don't want your formula bar to be active, then you can uncheck it. You can see the formula bar is gone. So if you need it back, you bring it back. You can check it. Uncheck and check it. For me, I love to leave my formula bar active because while doing visualization, I still create formulas. All right, now that we have that, are you guys still here with me or you are sleeping? Do you need me to pour you virtual water? I'll pour water on your head though. Are you still here or you are sleeping? Do you want me to pour water on your head? Awake. All right. Okay, that's great. That's great. That's great. All right. Okay. So someone said I should repeat it. I said you move from the home tab, you go to the view tab, right? Then you can uncheck all this, right? So uncheck the grid line. You can see the grid line is gone. Uncheck the headings is gone. So if you don't want the formula bar to show, right, you can also uncheck it and that will take away the formula bar. But for me, I love the formula bar to be active. So all I just have to do is check my formula bar. So I'll leave the formula bar active. Now, the next thing is to start drawing my shapes, right? So this is one part that you have to do. So you have to do it. So once you are able to come up with your own template, then every other thing is very, very simple. So let's start with the big rectangle that is down here. This is just a shape. So let's draw that big rectangle. So I'll go to the Insert tab. So if you come to the insert tabs here, you see what we call shapes. So if you are using the older version, you might not have shape. You can have illustration. So once you click that illustration, you will see the shapes inside it. But because I'm using the latest version, we have shapes. So I'll pick my shape, then I'll click on a rectangular shape. Now, if you notice, I did not have any other tabs right here. My tabs stop here at developer, right? But notice what will happen if I draw my shapes now. So I'll just draw it to big enough. So it depends on what I want to do. So I can make it very big so that it's going to contain my visual very well. You can see here now. Now notice what happens when I draw my shape. So if I click on this shape, we have something that we call the shape format, right? You can see we have the shape format right here. Now we call this thing the contextual tab. We call it contextual tab. Now, this contextual tab, there are tabs that come out whenever we choose a special ribbon. Whenever we choose a special ribbon. Now, under the contextual tab, under the shape format right here, so if you don't draw shape, there's no way you will see the shape format. So you see the shape format now. So once you click on the shape format, you have what we call the shape view, which is talking about the color inside the shape. So if you don't want to use this blue, so you can change the color to anything that you want, right? So you can change the color. So we have the shape view, which is talking about the color inside the shape. Now, for those of us that don't like dealing with colors, right, we can use a company's brand, that is their brand color. So if you get a project from something like a Coca-Cola company, right, you can use their brand color, right? If you get a project from Pepsi, you can use their brand color, right? But if you don't know the colors to use, you can use just white and mix it with a lot of colors, right? So, or you can just use ordinary white and like 2 or 3 colors just to beautify what you want to do. Because if you are talking about visualization, it needs to captivate the attention of your stakeholders, right? And also give information. So in as much as you want to give your information, you need to create something that can captivate the attention, right? So that's the point of using this. So we have the shape view. Then another thing is we have the shape outline, which is talking about the line outside the shape. So if you look at this black line here, so it's talking about this line outside the shape. That is what we call the shape outline. Then we have shape effect. So where you have presets, you have shadow, you have reflection, you have glow, you have soft edge, you have bevel, and you have 3D rotation. All these things are there for you to beautify your work. Now, we have the background ready. So the next one is to give another rectangle right here. So let's come back here. Let's go back to our shape format. Now you see shapes inside here. You can also go to shapes. You see your shape right here, right? You see your shape right here. So let me come here to shape format. I can pick a rectangular shape here and draw another rectangle here. Now, if you notice my rectangle right here, it is white. So I will change the color under the shape view. I will change it to white color. And I will remove the outline, shape outline. I'll say I don't want any outline, right? Now, shape effect. I can come here. You can decide to give it a shadow, right? You can decide to give it reflection. You can decide to give it a glow. You can decide to give it soft edge. You can decide to give it bevel. So what I want to use is bevel. Now I have something that looks like this. So you can put the company's logo inside here. You can put this company's logo inside here. So how can you do that? All you just have to do is go to insert. You see pictures right here, right? You can put the company's logo right there. Now, after that, we have this here. So the next thing is to draw the title of your dashboard, right? So I can just duplicate this. So I can do Control D to duplicate. So I'll just move it right here. So I can reduce the size so it contains my title. So you can see I have the title. So this place, I'll just type in my title right here. I'll just type in my title here. Then after that, I can start drawing all these small shapes inside there. So all I just have to do is keep on duplicating. So I can just duplicate this. Control D to duplicate. I can put it right here, right? I can put it right here. So I can reduce this size so that it contains 2. So I can just put it here, increase the size a bit. It's too big. So I can still reduce it, then put it right here, reduce the size. Then I can duplicate it again, put it right here. So every other thing that you have to do is keep on duplicating. So I'll just duplicate this. So we'll put something that we call KPI, that is key performance indicator. So we won't be able to go into that in depth, into that today because of our time. But these small box, they are for KPIs, key performance indicator, like the total revenue generated by the company, the total units sold, the best-selling country, right? The best-selling product. All those are what you are going to put here. So I'll just duplicate again. I can just put that one right here, right? So all these are what you can do, as many as you want. This depends on what you are trying to achieve. And your shape does not necessarily have to be rectangle. You can work with different shapes. So after that, I can duplicate this, Ctrl D to duplicate. I can put it right here, which will contain our charts. So this one has to be very big so that it's going to contain our charts, right? So this one will contain our charts. This will contain our chart. So I can duplicate it again, put it right here. So you can see how is Hakim doing it, right? You can be feeling like, how is Hakim doing it? This is what I do every day. That's why I say you can't do it as I'm doing it. So you need to watch. After that, I'll tell you how to get the replay. Then you can practice it yourself. So that is how I was able to come up with something that looks like this. Very simple. You can go to Google, just search for dashboard templates and come up with different templates, right? This is another template. This is just rectangle. They just do it there and they put the charts. Now we are going to talk about how to get the chart out now. How do we get the charts? That's what we are going to do now. Are you guys still learning something? Are you still learning something? My people, or you are tired? Are you still learning something or you are tired? Are you still learning? Okay, that is great. You see people are sleeping already. Oh, don't let me pour water on your head. Eh? Okay, very interesting. That is good. Data analysis is very interesting. We play, we learn, we do things, right? So now that we have our templates out of the way, the next thing is to start dealing with our data, right? The next thing is to start dealing with our data. So now that we have our data clean, we can't go into data cleaning today. In fact, if we are dealing with data cleaning, we can spend 2 weeks cleaning data, right? So learning how to clean data, you understand? So that's why we won't be able to go through data cleaning today. But that will be in another class. So all I have to do here is put my data in a table. Put my data in a table. So I'll just do Control T to put my data in a table. Then I'll click on OK. Now this will put my data in a table. Let me Control Z. There are 2 ways of putting your data in a table. If you go to Insert, you have Table right here. You can use this to put your data in a table. Another thing is to use a keyboard shortcut, Control T, to put your data in a table. So I'll just do Control T, then I'll just click on OK. And now you can see we have another contextual tab that says Table Design, right? Table Design. Now, let's start getting some information out. Let's start getting some information out. So let's get the best-selling product. So we have something that we call the filter button. So you can see it right here. It's going to come. The moment you put your data in the table, you are going to see the filter button. If you can't see it, you see up here in this table design, up here, you can turn it on and off, on and off. You can see. So you can see filter right here. So you see the list of all your products. So these companies are selling chocolate chips, fortune cookie, right? Oatmeal, Snicker, sugar, and white chocolate. Those are the products they are selling. So let's see the countries. So you can see Ghana, India, Malaysia, Nigeria, Philippines, South Africa, United Kingdom, United States, right? All these, they are countries, right? So let's get this the products and their revenue generated. So keyboard shortcode, we use Control T to put our data in a table. So now let's get the product and the total units sold. So we want to know the total units sold for each product. Total units sold for each product. Now, how do we get that out? All we have to do is to summarize our data with pivot table. Now that I'm on table design, all I just have to do is click on summarize the pivot table. Click on summarize the pivot table. You can see it right here. And I'll just click on OK. And now this is the almighty pivot table that people has been talking about. This is the almighty pivot table. And pivot table is a powerful tool that help us to summarize and analyze our data. That's pivot table. And you can see I mentioned something like the other time. I said we have AI tools. You can see for pivot table, we have two contextual tabs, which is pivot table analyze and design. So which is talking about the design that you want to use for your pivot table, right? So we have pivot analyze. And if you remember, I said there is an AI tool that can help us to analyze our data that I call recommended pivot table, right? Recommended pivot table. So if I come here, you can see recommended pivot table. Now that I have my data in the pivot table, if I click on recommended pivot table, you can see this is going to give me the profits. You can see countries and their profits. So these are the countries and the profit generated by each country. So once you load your data, just click on recommended pivot, and you can see it's going to analyze your data for you. That is the sales by month. This is the sales by day. I've not even seen anything. This is the revenue generated by each, which is what I want to get. You can see how cool is this, right? You can see how it's very, very easy. You can see it. You can see all results. You can see a whole lot of results that it has helped me to generate. You don't even need to do it yourself, right? You don't need to do it yourself. So this is the sum of units sold by each day, right? You don't need to do it yourself. But if you like Expo, I don't really train Expo, we'll do it ourselves, right? We'll do it ourselves. So don't let's do it manually. All right, I want to get the product and their unit sold. So I'll pick, all I just have to do is pick my product here, drag and drop it in the row right here. Now, we have, don't worry, we are still doing more of pivot table, don't worry. Now you can see all these products. We have chocolate chips, fortune cookie, oatmeal, Snicker, sugar, and white chocolate. So out of all these products, which one do you think will have the highest unit sold? Which one do you think will have the highest unit sold? Out of all these products, let's guess. I want to give out goodies now. This is where I want to give out goodies. So we have chocolate, we have fortune cookie, we have oatmeal, we have Snickers, Snicker doodle, we have white chocolate. So take a guess. Which one do you think generate the highest unit sold? Sunset chocolates, right? Sunset chocolates. Okay. Sunset sugar, sunset chocolate chips, sugar. All right. So we are still guessing. So it's just between chocolate and sugar, right? So it's just between chocolate and sugar. Okay, no problem. So all I have to do again is drag the unit sold, drag it and drop it in the value. And boom. So let's sort it from the largest to the smallest. Right click, sort from largest to the smallest. Sort from largest to the smallest. And you can see, wow, chocolate comes first, followed by sugar. Right? Chocolate comes first, followed by sugar. Who are the winners here? Who are the winners? I can still see Odun, you are there, me, right? Who are the winners here? Who are the winners? Who are the winners? Who are the winners? So at the end of the program, send me a DM. I will give you a virtual water. I will give you a virtual water. So chocolate has the highest unit sold, right? Chocolate has the highest unit sold with over 594,239. Whereby sugar has 295,990. right? You can see it right here. Don't worry, I'm going to give you my number. Don't worry. So how do we now visualize this? How do we put this in a chart, right? So I'll just go to my pivot analyze again. Now, if you go to insert, you see a whole lot of charts. We are going to talk about most of these charts when we are later, not now, because we can't be talking about all of them today in today's class. They are much, right? But let's just use any chart recommended to us by pivot table. So I have pivot charts, and here is recommending a column chart for me. You can see it's recommending a column chart for me. And if you want to change your chart, you can put it in pie chart, you can put it in bar charts, right? So let's go with the one generated by Excel. Let's go with column charts. I'll just click on OK, and you can see this is a chart. And if you go to design also, you can see different design that you can use, different design that you can use. Let's say I'm going with this black, right? No, let's say I'm going with the black. So all I just have to do now is I need it to be on my dashboard, because if you look at Google, they have their chart on their dashboard. So I need it to be on my dashboard. So how do we do that? All I just have to do is cut this out. How do we cut? We can use Ctrl X to cut, or you right click, then you click on cut right here, and you go to your dashboard. So right click and paste. So right click and paste. So I can just reduce the size so that it fits into my templates. So that it fits into my templates right here. Okay, how many of us want us to go into question and answer section? Or we should do one more? Do you think we should do one more visual? Do you think we should do one more visualization? Or we should go into question and answer? So if you want us to do one more, say one more. If you want us to go into question and answer, say Q&A. Just type it there, Q&A. If you want one more, just say one more. All right, we have one more. Okay, that's great, that's great. That is nice. Okay, now, let's answer the question. Which month of the year do you think has the highest revenue? Which month of the year do you think has the highest revenue? Is it January, February, March, April, May? Which month do you think has the highest revenue? Which month? October. Someone said October. All right. What about others? We have one person. Guess. Which month? Okay, 2 people are going for October, December, February, August, November, September, December. Okay. December, September. All right. So now, let's see it. Let's see the results. So I'll just go to table design, summarize the pivot table. And because I already have existing worksheet that I'm working on, I'll just click existing worksheets and make sure that my cursor is inside here. So just go to where I have my pivot table, which is this sheet 2. I want it beside this one. I'll just click on OK. Now, then I'll just drag my month name from here, just drag it down to this place. Now, this will list out all the months for me, right? So we want to see their revenue, right? So the total revenue generated by each month. So I'll just drag the revenue and drop it right here. Now, let's right click, sort from largest to the smallest. And you can see October has the highest, followed by December, followed by June. So who are the winners here? Who are the winners? So we have the October with the highest, followed by December, followed by June. So who are the winners here? Odunayo, you went for December, right? So now let me tell you something. If I want to see all the sales in this October, just October sales alone, I want to see the full data of October alone. So all I just have to do is, if I double click on this will generate a whole data set. You can see details of sales revenue for the month of October. It's going to generate a whole data set that contains only October for me. And you can see it's going to put it in a new sheet, right? Let me delete it. Right click and delete. I want to delete it. So if you want to do the same for June, just come here and double click on it. This will give you for June, right? So you can see how you can split your data. Now you can now say, okay, these are all the data sets for June alone, right? You can see it, how easy it is. Now, let's put this in a chart also. Let's go to pivot table analyze. Then I'll just go with pivot charts. So let's use a line chart for this. We can use a line chart because it's showing the trend. So I'll just click on OK. And this will give me a line chart. This will give me a line chart. So let me take it again. All you just have to go is pivot analyze, pivot charts, right? Then change it to line chart. So this will put it in line chart for you. Just click on OK, and you have your data in a line chart. Then if you go to design, you can give it a design. You can say you want this design, right? So if I cut this, I can cut this, then go to my pivot table, my dashboard, and paste it right here. And just reduce the size. I can just reduce the size so that it fits into what I am, the shape that I have right here. You can see how easy it is. I know at this point, a lot of people are feeling like this man now. How many of us are feeling like this man? Like, wow, I've learned a lot. I need to blow off my head. How many of you are feeling like this man? How many of you are feeling like this man? Before we go into question and answer section, how many of you are feeling like this man? Right? Just give me a minute, please. I'm coming. Just give me a bit of seconds. All right. So I know a lot of people are feeling like, wow, I need to blow off my head, right? I've learned a lot. I need to really blow off my head, right? They're feeling like this man now. Now, let me tell you, data analysis is not something you can learn in one class, right? It's not something you can learn in one class. Let me tell you. So now, let me ask you a question. How many of us would like to become a pro at this? How many of us would like to become a pro? If you want to become a pro, you want to challenge me, you want to box my mouth, right? You want to box my mouth. You want to challenge me, right? Okay, do you want to become a pro or you want to challenge me? That's the question. Okay, Williams, that's good, that's good. Let me give you a location so that we can come challenge me. I'm the best in this. This is what I do every single day. So before you challenge me, think about it twice. And this is what I do every day. And I've been doing it for God. I can't even remember when I started. Okay. All right. All right. Let me tell you, learning data analysis is not something pro to okay. I shared the new challenge. Wow, that's good. So learning data analysis is not something you can do in a day. It's not something you can do in a day. As a matter of fact, we were unable to cover everything today. We just brushed through table. We just brushed through pivot table. There's still a whole lot of things that we can still use pivot table to do, right? It's not just only summation. We can still use it for different things, for getting percentage, for getting standard deviation, we can add slicer, right? To make our dashboard responsive, right? We can use different things. We can get the average. We can get the count. Now, that's why I came up with what we call data analysis masterclass, the ultimate data analysis masterclass. Now, this is a 12 weeks masterclass. This is a 12 weeks masterclass. How many of you would like to be part of this masterclass? It's a 12 weeks masterclass, live class. How many of you would like to be a part of this masterclass? It's a 12 weeks masterclass that come up every Friday and Saturday. And we are starting on Valentine's Day. That is why I'm doing a class today, because I want to give out a lot of people like a bonus. And I'm not taking everybody now. If you want to go into this masterclass, let me tell you, it's 12 weeks masterclass. And you should know, this is not something that you can just join and do nothing, right? You need to practice. Data analysis is not about theory, it's practical. So it's not, this class is not for everybody. It's not for people that are lazy, because you are going to take classwork, you are going to take assignments. It's a practical live class for the next 12 weeks that will come up every Friday and Saturday. People that have been in my class knows they will take assignment, they will take classwork, they will take projects. So it's a 12 weeks live class on Zoom where we are going to be learning a whole lot of stuff. And what are you going to learn? You are going to start from the total basics of Microsoft Excel, introduction to Excel, to advanced Excel. That is total introduction to Microsoft Excel, to advanced Excel. You are going to learn over 50 Microsoft Excel formula, over 50 Microsoft Excel formula, in which we are unable to cover any Excel formula today. I think we just did 2, which is today and now, right? You are going to learn Microsoft Excel table and pivot table, right? You are going to learn different type of charts and how to use them, when to use them, right? You are going to learn slicer and timeline to make your dashboard responsive, right? What we just created today was we just created a static dashboard, right? We just created a static dashboard. How to make a dashboard responsive? So we use slicer and timeline, right? We are going to talk about data manipulation with Excel. You are going to learn data cleaning with Power Query, how you can clean your data with Power Query. You are going to learn M language with Power Query. You are going to learn data modeling with Power BI. So you are going to learn Power Query. You are going to learn Excel. You are going to learn Power BI. You are also going to learn DAX, how to write your DAX function with Power BI. You are going to learn data visualization with both Excel and Power BI, not just Excel alone. You can also visualize with Power BI, right? You are going to learn how to create a database with MySQL, database creation, database query, how to insert data into database, right? With most organizations now, they need someone that can do that for them, right? You are going to learn how to use SQL to do that. And if you are part of the people that will get my bonus, you are going to get all my recorded video on Python Essential, all my classes on Python Essential. You are going to also get access to how to create a portfolio, because if you want to get a job or you want to get a project, they will ask you for your project, right? They will ask you for your project. So you have to create a portfolio. So you are going to learn how to create a portfolio and also how to upload a project on your portfolio, and also how to optimize your LinkedIn account to get projects. All right, so let's move forward. So let's start from the basic again. Microsoft Excel from the basic to advanced. You are going to learn that data cleaning using Power Query, data modeling, Power BI, DAX, which we call data analysis expression, and not just only that. Apart from this 12 weeks live class, all the classes have been recorded. They have been recorded, and you are going to have access to your own personalized learning materials on Digital World LMS, that is Learning Management System. So you can log into our website with your own login detail and have access to all the recorded video. But mind you, this is a live class, 12-week live class. So this recorded video is just to support you. You understand? It's just to support you. It's just to support you. And but the class is every Friday and Saturday, 8:30 to 10 p.m. every Friday and Saturday. Every Friday and Saturday, which we start this Saturday. You are going to get data analysis handout and different data sets and different practical data sets. You're also going to get access to daily tips on data analysis, because we record video every day. And I'm not the only one that will train you. You are going to be in class with other experts. You are going to meet Mr. Ayo, Mr. AK, Mr. Jide, Mr. Kingsley, Ms. Zainab, Ms. Victoria. You are going to meet a whole lot, and Mr. David also. You are going to meet a whole lot. And also, you are going to get certification at the end of the project. So you are going to get assignments, you are going to get projects. So at the end of the program, you are going to get certification. Now, you are also going to get entry job placement and internship if you are so good, we can take you as an intern, or we can give you a placement to work with other organizations, because we have people, we have companies that reach out to us that they need a data analyst, a web developer, a cybersecurity expert. So then we send our student there to go for the internship or job placement. And if you are so good, you can be part of our service team. So we have a service team whereby whenever we get a project, we give it out to this service team, right? We give it out to this service team. So you can be part of our service team whereby you'll be getting projects directly from us if you are so good, right? If you notice that, okay, you did all your projects correctly, right, and you submit all your projects, you get a certificate, then if you notice that you are so good, you can be part of our service team. All right. Now, yes, our certificate is recognized globally, right? Okay. Now, this class is not for everybody. This class is not for everybody. Machine learning is not part of it. Machine learning is another 4 weeks program, another 4 months program. So now, certificate is from Digital World Tech Academy. Digital World Tech Academy is a registered institute. It's a registered institute, and you can use our certificate anywhere in the world. It's a registered institute, and we are affiliated to many things, to many organizations. That is why we even got a project from the Federal Ministry of sorry for that. So, like I said, now this class is not for everybody. And how much am I charging you for this class? How much am I charging you for this class? How much am I charging you for this class? So if you want to join this master class, this class is for the first 30 people. Very first 30 people. I'm not taking a whole lot of people. It's for the very first 30 people. So how much am I charging you? If you're in Nigeria, it's just 15,000 naira. It's just 15,000 naira for Nigerian. And if you're in Ghana, it's just 150 Ghana cedis. Then if you're in Cameroon, it's just 5,000 sefa. And if you're in Kenya, it's just 2,000 Kenya shillings. And this class is going to start on Friday, this Friday, which is on the 14th of this month. We are starting this class. Now, for these very first 30 people, they are the ones that will get access to all my recorded videos, all my recorded classes on Python Essentials. Monetization of skills, they are going to get access to that. Full Microsoft Word course and full PowerPoint course. So if you want to be part of these very first 30 people, you can make your payments now and drop the payment proof in the group. You can drop your payment proof in the group. Our admin are going to attend to you and tell you the next step to take. They will send you the registration form. So if you are in Nigeria, you can pay into money points, Digital World Tech Academy, right? 5495591922 if you are in Nigeria. If you are in Ghana, you can pay into this Vodacash, right? You can pay into Vodacash. If you are in Cameroon, you can pay into MTN Momo. And if you are in Kenya, you can pay into M-Pesa. Now, the class is just 15,000 naira. The class is just 15,000 naira if you are in Nigeria. If you are in Ghana, it's just 150 Ghana cedis. Once you pay this, you are not paying for certificates again. Once you make payment for this, the only thing that you need to have installed on your laptop is Microsoft Excel. You are going to learn how to install Power BI. You are going to learn how to install SQL in your class, right? Let me show you the LMS that you are going to get access to. So once you make your payment and you drop your payment proof in the group, so you are going to receive a mail that looks like this. Yes, you can start learning before you get your laptop. So you are going to receive a mail that looks like this. It's going to say receipt for data analysis, right? Then if you scroll down, right, you see your login details will be here. Your email and the password will be here. All you just have to do is click on study data analysis, right? You click on study data analysis. It's going to bring you to this place, or to this page rather, or you go to our website, digitalworldtech.academy, digitalworldtech.academy. Then you click on student login. So I'm coming, it's loading. I think my network is a bit slow. So you go in, you click on student login. So it's still going to take you to the same page. It's still going to take you to the same page. Still going to take you to the same page. And you have your login details right here, your email and your password. So just log in. So once you log in, just click on login. So once you log into the, it's going to take you to the website, to your student login, right? You can see for you, it's going to, once you type your name and you fill the information, it's going to tell, okay, it's going to say welcome. Then it's going to tell you your name. So my name is Akim Abiodun, right? You say welcome, Akim Abiodun. Right here, you can see my own course. I have 3 courses right here. But for you, you are going to have just 1 course. You are going to have just 1 course. Just click on it, my course. Just click on my course. So just click on my course. So it's going to show all the courses that I have access to. But for you, since you are paying for data analysis, you are just going to have 1 here. You are going to have 1. So it's loading it. So I think the network is a bit slow. It's loading it up. It's loading it. So once it loads, it's going to show you the courses. So I don't know why the network is so slow today. So it's going to load up a bit. It's going to load up a bit. So 15K, yes, is for the course. It's for the course. What did you say about machine learning? Machine learning is a 4-month course. So we train machine learning in data science, but you need to be very, very good in data analysis before you can go for the data science. You understand? So you learn machine learning in data science. I don't know why this network is so slow. All right, so you can see it right here. You can see me. I have this. I have video editing. I have video editing right here. I have video editing course, right? I have digital marketing course, and I have data analysis course. So for you, you are going to have data analysis. All you just have to do is click on study. So once you click on study, it's going to take you to where you have the materials. It's going to take you to where you have, sorry for that. So it's going to bring you right here. It's going to bring you right here, right? It's going to bring you right here. So here, you can start going through it. Introduction to data analysis.
So welcome to the data analytics masterclass.
So you can see introduction to data analysis, introduction to Microsoft Excel backend, right? So you can see all this right here. All these are what you are going to learn. Then once you are done with Excel, you go into Power BI. Once you are done with Power BI, you go into SQL, right? Then after that, you see your bonuses right here. That's if you are part of the very first 30 people. Yes, it's a live class. This one that I'm showing you is just a support. It's just a support, right? So you see how to create a portfolio, how to upload a project on portfolio, right? How to create a resume with Canva, LinkedIn optimization, freelancing. They are all in your bonus. Then you have bonus 2. That is for the very first 30 people. You have your bonus. So Python Essential, Introduction to Data Science, Introduction to Python, Python Variable, Python Data Type, Python String. You see all these are what you are going to get access to, and you will still get access to live class. Is live class. So, and if you even miss a class, you will get access to the replay of that particular class. You will get access to the replay of that particular class if you miss a class. So this class is 12 weeks. So we can't cover macro and VBA in 12 weeks. You can't cover macro and VBA in 12 weeks with the whole of data analysis. You understand? So VBA and macro is another 2-month program on its own. So we can't cover macro and VBA. All right, someone said, can I pay on installments? Right? Yes, if you want to be part of these very first 30 people, you can make a deposit of 50% if you don't have the full payment. You can make a deposit of 50% and balance up later, right? You can make a deposit of 50% if you don't have the full payment. You can make a deposit of 50% if you don't have the full payment tonight. You can make a deposit of 50% if you don't have the full payment and balance up next month. So let me start taking your question. Let me start taking question if you have question. Yes, you can do data science. You can do data science. Kindly send me a DM if you have any question. This is my WhatsApp number here, +234 9116142614. So if you have a question, please raise your hand so that I can take your question. Raise your hand, or send your question. Please, will you make, yes, you have access to the replay of the class. So once you make your payment, you drop your payment proof in the group. So you'll be added to the paid group. So once you will get your registration form, you'll be added to the paid group, right? Then once you are in the paid group, you can, that is where you'll be getting access to everything. So I should drop my WhatsApp number direct, all right? So my name is Akim Abiodun. So you can also pick my number from the WhatsApp group. You can pick my number from the WhatsApp group. All right, the account detail has been dropped in the group. You can pick it from the group and make your deposit. So if you don't have the full payment, you can make a 50% deposit. All right, let me take your question. Let me take your question. If you have a question, we are in the question and answer section now. Let me take your question. Let me take your question. If you have a question, we are in the question and answer section now. We are in the question and answer section now. Okay, the replay of today's class. All right, the replay of today's class will be dropped in the group. It will be dropped in the group. And the data set that I use also will be dropped in the group. The replay will be dropped in the group and the data set will be dropped in the group. You can see pivot table on your Excel. So if you go to this insert, you see right here I have pivot table, right? You see right here I have pivot table. You can see it right here. You can see it right here. All right. Can I have your training? Can I have you train my students? Yes, we can do that. You can send me a DM, Mr. Olusegun Ajayi. You can send me a DM on WhatsApp. This is my WhatsApp number. You can send me a DM, then we can talk about it. All right. Any other question? Any question? What time is the class? The class is starting this Friday. It's every Friday and Saturday, 8:30 p.m. Nigerian time, 7:30 p.m. Ghanaian time, right? If you're in Kenya, for now, it's still 10:30. So it's 8:30 Nigerian time for Cameroon also. So till 10. All right. Any other time for the classes? The class is every Friday and Saturday. That is the time. Friday and Saturday, 8:30 for Nigerian, 8:30 for Cameroon. For Ghanaians, it's 7:30. For Kenya, it's 10:30 for now. We are still working on the Kenya time. So if you want to be part of the very first 30 people, you can go ahead. If you don't have the full payment, you can make a 50% deposit and balance up next month. You can make a 50% deposit and balance up next month. Any other question before we call it a day? We've actually learned a lot today in today's class. So is there any other question or questions before we call it a day? Yes. For Kenya, we are working on your time. So it's a 12 weeks course. It's a 12 weeks masterclass. You will be getting the slide of each class. You'll be getting a PowerPoint presentation of each class, and also you'll be getting data sets, and also you also get PDF materials. You will get a whole lot of videos, but note, the class is live class. You are not paying into my personal account. You are paying into Digital World Tech Academy. I've answered this, Mr. Robert. The certificate is coming directly from Digital World Tech Academy. It's a Digital World Tech Academy certificate, right? So the certificate, Digital World is a recognized, registered computer institute, right? So we offer online and physical training. So whatever training you are registering for, you also get your certificate. What time in Cameroon? For Cameroon, it is 8:30 for Cameroon. You can pick the account number from my slide from the group from here. You can pick it from here, or it has also been dropped in the group. You can also pick it from the group. You can pick it from the group. Any other question? You can raise your hand. You can raise your hand. We have about 10 minutes more before we call it a day. We have 10 minutes more before we call it a day. You can drop your payment proof in the group. Then our admin will attend to you. So Kenya, we need to wait. No, 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 no. You are joining the live class, but once we are able to resolve your time issue, then you will start your own class. You start your own class. So sorry, you'll be part of this class rather. But once we were able to rectify your own time, then we will move you to another group, whereby we will be working with your own time. All right. Any other question? Any other question? Any other question? Any question? Any question? Any other question from anybody before we call it a day? Is there any question from anybody before we call it a day? Do we have any question? Any question? Any question? Is there any question or questions? Someone is asking if there are what? Internship, like I've mentioned it earlier. So we have organization that asks us for internships. So we send you there to you can undergo an internship program, or you can work with the organization. All right. Is there any other question before we call it a day? Okay. Can I use the knowledge to automate a corporate account system? Now we have automation. We have automation and macro. So this one, what we are doing is you can use it to automate your tasks, but you still need to have a bit of knowledge of VBA, in which we are not covering in this class. Because if you want to cover VBA, we can't use 12 weeks. We can't use 12 weeks. So, but for now, we are basically focusing on having a good understanding of data analysis, know how to analyze data with Excel, with Power BI, how to deal with database. Those are what we are going to focus more on in these 12 weeks, starting from the total basics to advanced, right? Those are what we are going to focus on. Is there any other question before we call it a day? Any age limit? No, we don't have age limit. Oh. The class is starting from the total basics. And even if you miss a class, if you don't understand anything, you will have direct access to your lecturer, where you can ask any question from your lecturer. You can call them. You will have direct access to me also. You can call me, ask me any question. And even though the replay of the particular class that you miss, right, will be dropped in the group. So if you miss a class, you can also go through the replay. So any prior qualification, no, you don't need to have any qualification. Once you know how to read and write, then you are good to go. We are starting from the total basics. Like I said, the only software you need to have on your laptop is your Excel. Once you have your Excel installed on your laptop, then you are good to go. Power BI, you learn how to install it in class. SQL, you learn how to install it in class. So do I have to be a data analyst if I want to? No, it's not a must for you to be a data analyst if you want to become a business analyst. But it's advisable for you to have a good knowledge of analysis, of data analysis, before you go into business analysis. Because there are some software that we use that if you don't have knowledge of data analysis, there's no way you will easily get familiar with it. So what criteria to use to give that? Now, it's not a matter of participation, it's a matter of projects. So at the end of Excel, you will get a project. At the end of Power BI, you are going to get a project. And at the end of SQL, you are going to get a project. So these 3 projects are what we are going, and you're also going to write exam. So these 4 things are what you are going to use to qualify for your certificate. So that is what will show us that, okay, yes, this person actually practiced before you get your certificate. So you get a project. So once you do your project, then you get your certificate. You do your project, you write your exam, then you're going to get your certificate. And the exam is just going to be based on what you've been taught in class. That's that. Any other question? I have like 5 minutes more before we call it a day. I have 5 minutes more before we call it a day. Is there any other question that you want to ask before we call it a day? Is there any other question before we call it a day? Any other question, any question, any question? You can raise your hand. I can allow you to unmute if you have any question that you want to speak. So you can raise your hand, you can raise your hand. You can make your payments and drop it and drop your payment proof in the group. Kindly confirm if Kenya's, yes, everybody is starting this Friday. This Friday, yes. Both of stats and R2s. Now, you will learn R in data science. Starter is part of statistical analysis software. So there is statistical analysis, so it's not part of this class. We can't teach all this in 12 weeks, right? Please send me a DM if you, Mr. What's your name? IT Connect. You can send me a DM. Can I do data science alongside? CPL God's Power. Please send me a DM on WhatsApp. I will attend to you on WhatsApp, or you can give me a phone call. So Ghanaian time is 7:30 to 9 p.m. It's 7:30 to 9 p.m. It's 7:30 to 9 p.m. So if you are talking about R, you learn Python and R in data science. That is a 6-month program, Python and R, where you are going to start from the total introduction to Python. But before you can go into Python, you will need to have a good understanding of Excel before you go into Python. So because it's going to help you while you are writing your Python code. When you are getting to pandas, right, it's going to help you if you have a good knowledge of Excel. All right. What version of Excel? So if you have 20, I will advise if you can have 2021 version, it's very, very advisable. And how do you check your Excel version? So if you open your Excel, just go to File, then come to Account. You will see, for me, I'm using the latest Microsoft Office 365. This is the latest Microsoft Office 365. So this is going to show the version of Excel you are using. So all you just have to do is click on File, from File, go to Account. So you can see, this is the latest Microsoft Office. So if you can get the latest Microsoft Office 365, that is good. But if it is 2021, right? If it is 2021 that you have, it's also nice. It's also nice. If it is 2021, that is also good. But 2016, if you are using 2016, 2019, I will advise you update it because there are some formulas that we will be talking about that is not on 2016 and 2019. So we use the latest version of Excel so that we can cover all those latest formulas. That is why I will advise you to get either 2021 or Microsoft Office 365. All right. Any other question? Any question? Any question? So is it only computer system that can? Yes, you need to have a laptop, but you can start without a laptop. But before the end of the program, try as much as possible to get a laptop so that you'll be able to practice, because data analysis is more of practical. There are some theory aspects, but it's more of practical. It's more of practical. All right. Is there any other question before we call it a day? Is there any other question before we call it a day? Is there any question? All right. In the absence of no question, I hope you've been able to learn something in today's class. Were you able to learn something in today's class? Were you able to learn something in today's class? Yes or no? Even whether you joined the class or you did not join the class, feel free to send me a DM. Feel free to give me a phone call if you have any issue at all on data analysis, whether on Excel, on Power BI, on SQL, on Python, or R. Feel free to send me a DM, SPSS, Starter, SAS, anyone. Feel free to send me a DM. Feel free to give me a call. I'll be there to attend to you. Even if I can't attend to you immediately, I might be in class. My PA will pick your call and also tell you what to do next if I can't pick your call myself. Maybe I'm in a class or something. This is my number. This is my WhatsApp number right here. And also, let me drop it again. And you can also pick my number from the group. My name is Akim Abiodun. You can pick it from the group. 9116142614. That is my number. So I just dropped my number here. So you can feel free to send me a DM. Feel free to give me a call if you have any issue at all. So note, the class is starting this Friday, and we are not taking a lot of people. We are just taking the very first 30 people, the very first 30 people. Once you have up to 30 people, then you'll be notified in the group, and we will tell you the next thing to do. We'll tell you the next thing to do. So that is that for tonight. Thank you all for showing up. I really, really appreciate all of you for showing up in today's class. I hope you've been able to enjoy yourself and learn something in this class. Thank you, Mr. Falabi. Thank you, Madam Rukayat, Madam Matinuke, Miss Benson, Bossa Desi, Christopher, Deborah, a lot of people, Elizabeth, Elvis. Thank you, everybody. Purity, wow. Thank you. Full Tank, Gabriel, Georgina, thank you all. Isaac, right? IT Connect, TPL, thank you all very much. I can't mention everybody's name here. I hope to see you in class. How many of you am I going to see in class on Friday? How many of you, if you make your payments, let me know so that I'll be expecting you in class on Friday. How many of you should I be expecting in class on Friday? How many of you? We have TPL. All right, that's good. Birthday. So we are going to talk about all these bonuses also are going to be taught in class. So probably we'll still talk about how to optimize your LinkedIn on Friday and a lot of things. All right. Yes, I will drop the replay of today's class in the group. And also I'll drop the slide so that you can go through it. I'll also drop the data set in your group so that you can go through it. Thank you very much and hope to see you in class on Friday. Feel free to make your deposit if you don't have the full payment, but if you have the full payment, you can make your full payment. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.